they had to make that call earlier on, and it would have been great because that's one of the events in South Africa. If you are into sports, that's one of the events in South Africa. If you are into sport, that you have to attend live. It's wow. Cape Town Sevens, it's a buzz. Obviously, New Year's cricket, and this year I think India's year, but everything is happening up in Gauteng. But wouldn't it be nicer just to sit on the grass banks and forget about all the nonsense that we've been through the last year and a half? It would be, and for some of us it's harder than others, but it would be, it's time. It's our time now to get back. Students asked me yesterday in another class, would there be contact sessions? Will there be full contact classes again next year? I don't know. I just know that Stadio has always been very proactive in the decisions that they take. They do always have a very fast turnaround of making a decision straight after announcements like the president has made. And I'm convinced, and I think it's important that we get back to at least with limited activities. Like for instance, the first year camp would be great for the first year students. I think that's where everything starts. The whole journey starts, both in Centurion as well down here in Bowel. It's I can see that the difference between the groups who've had the second year groups who've had a first year camp and how their approaches and how their mindsets are at the moment compared to the students who you went straight from school and you entered a course. I mean, you probably never will meet any of your classmates, which is sad. But again, when I know, you guys will know about what the future entails. I don't think any changes, however, will be made for this year. It's too late into the year. It's too unsettling to make any changes. And we have to be consistent and fair to all the students. And to be honest with you, at the moment, the third years are doing their finals. It's done online, and they're doing what we did in June. So it don't think it will be there will be any changes. I'm not considering. I'm planning, and all of us are planning as if it's going to be like June, that your exams will be online. You can expect it to be online, and the good news for the personal selling students, this module will be a closed book exam at the end of the year. Okay, right, enough about that. To finish off the previous chapter, or chapter on the ethical issues that are very rife and real in the profession of sales, and specifically now looking at the laws and regulations and acts from government that has been implemented to ensure that we can control this. Because if there are no regulations in place, people will just, we know people will, competition brings out the best in and the worst in all of us. This specific law, the competition law, is one that was implemented to ensure, it was designed and implemented to ensure that there's no unlawful interference in your competitor's business. I mean, it's fine. It's Fury and Wilder again on the weekend. The trilogy. I saw this morning. It's always, the Gypsy King has always been very extravagant, in a different, strange way to Floyd Mayweather, but he always has a lot to say about his opposition, and I think he called the Bronze Bomber trash this morning. So all that trash talk has started before the big fight on Sunday morning, and it's that's all good and well in that kind of scenario, but you can't be doing this. Imagine if Bill Gates and and Steve Jobs, when he was still alive, is actually trash talk each other like this. And another individual whose image is earlier on in this chapter. I'm not going to refer to the individual specifically, but he was he was also an individual who was quite known for tweeting before thinking, and I think we all know who that is. But people, it's uncalled for, and it's not unethical. It's just darn out not the right thing to do. And that's basically what ethical behavior can be summarized as if you look back at what we did earlier in this chapter. What is the right thing to do? That's what you should be doing. Why are we offering good service to our customers? Because it's the right thing to do. Yes, you want retention. Yes, you want loyal customers. But the motivation should not be that. The motivation should be because it's the right thing to do. Because if it's the right thing, then they will come back anyway. So that's the spin-off of doing the right thing. Keeping customers. Forming long-standing relationships and loyal customers. Right, but we can't just go out there and engage in mudslinging with contests and verbal trash talking campaigns about our competitors. I mean, in South Africa, competitive advertising is not even allowed. You can't even in a commercial badmouth your competition. Competition, however, is good. But you know what? Competition must be, for competition to be good and for people to see it as people want to see it as being fair. And I think that's the main objective of this particular law, to ensure that, and we'll see it on the next slide, to ensure that those two relationships, the horizontal one, which is with you, between you and your direct competitors, that you are not engaging or conjuring plans together to sort of fix a price or to corner a section of the market. Yes, there could be strategic alliances and there could be joint working relationships and agreements in place, but we have to ensure that horizontal relationship between direct competitors in a particular industry, that is done in an ethical manner. And the competition law is one that, if we go into more detail, and we don't have to go into more detail than we have at the moment, it's important to ensure that competition remain fair, and that really the best product wins, because it either has more features, it's better priced, or it is just additional value to the service that the customer is experiencing. And then the vertical relationship, also important that we nurture that, because that relationship is the one between a business and the intermediaries in the supply chain. You cannot dictate to a supplier what you want from them. Neither can they behave unethically to say, oh, we're going to go to one of your competitors, we're going to offer the product cheaper to them because we are getting this and this from them. No, that's also not on, and this particular law prohibits that from happening. And obviously, if it does happen and you are caught, then there are severe penalties. People, fairness at the end of the day is the important thing. And I couldn't find a better quote to summarize and capture everything of this chapter than the one that I have on the screen at the moment. It's quite easy to do something and to do the right thing if you know people are watching you. When there's nobody watching you, are you still as ethical, and are you still doing what you should be doing, or are you trying to cut a few corners? Very interesting and a very, very powerful quote, I think, and very appropriate for this chapter. Anybody, any questions at this point? I'm just going to briefly start with the next chapter on selling services, because up to this point, everything that we've done was focused on what's the selling cycle, the 10 steps, and what is should the salesperson be able to do. And we were referring to selling products. You're sort of hidden among those steps, and not completely different would be selling services, but they are, because there's you can remember from business marketing in the first semester, hopefully, that there are distinct characteristical differences between products and services, and that's why selling is slightly different. The process is exactly the same. You still have to do the same things to be successful, but there are a few additional components that we have to look at because of those 5 specific characteristical differences between products and services, which we'll address in this chapter again in some detail. Right, any questions, anybody, at the end of chapter 12? We all good? Is everybody who has heard about who's into Star Trek and Star Wars and all these kind of movies, or is it not your scene, or was it your scene at some stage but not now? Who's heard of Star Trek? It's all Marvel now, you're right. Who's heard of Star Trek? That's one sort of in the 80s. That was the Captain Kirk and was the captain of this ship traveling the outskirts, space basically. Anybody? Does it ring a bell? You've heard about it, but you don't know too much about it.
I know it's.
You do.
Yeah.
Have you heard now that Captain Kirk, or William Shatner, who plays the role of Captain Kirk, or the commander of the Enterprise, that was the name of the ship. He's 90 years old. He's still alive. He's the actor who played the role of Captain Kirk, and he is actually going into space for real next month with Jeff Bezos and his group of travelers. So he's actually going to go into space. He'll become the oldest man to go into space if it's actually successful, whichever way it turns out. But yeah, it was. I think it was obviously it's a very clever move from Mr. Bezos to get somebody like that onto the first manned. It wasn't, no. Virgin went into space recently. Had some passengers. I stand to be corrected. Things happen so quickly.
Yes, no, you're right, sir.
Yeah, Richard Branson and a few passengers went into space. So they were the first ones. But I mean, I think obviously this one, Jeff Bezos' one, was more sort of. See, there's another space. There's another space race that the Americans lost. They lost the first one to the Russians, and then now they've lost this one as well to the British again. Oh, it must hurt. But anyway, they will. NASA's always been doing some great work. I mean, it's still phenomenal. I think if you ask me about something on my bucket list, that would be it. I would love to go into space. I don't think I have the making to be an astronaut, but yeah, life beyond our system intrigues me, and I do believe there is. But anyway, that's a whole new subject in itself. It's just interesting. I read this morning that Captain Kirk is actually finding going into space for real. Right. What can you remember from services? What what would qualify as a service? Anybody, just to get the ball rolling? But more specific, Andre, please.
Services is something that you provide that's not tangible.
Yep. So in other words, if you go to your favorite restaurant tonight because they've got a rib special on a Thursday evening, they would be providing a service to you, the service of preparing your food, servicing your food, and cleaning up after you, so you can just sit back, enjoy, and pay and go home. That's a service. Yeah. Anybody else? I get an idea. You can still remember from first semester. Ooh, too late in the year for us to. People, it's Thursday. It's not Friday yet. Stretch your brains.
I mean, we can't be that far. Huh?
No, you're not far off. I'm looking for more examples. From other people too. Examples of a service, please, Tarquin.
Examples of petrol attendant.
Yeah. What is a service? And you've explained to me what a service is, and you've also given me an example of what a service is. I've given you an example as well.
Airplane flights, flight tickets.
Yep. Correct. Assurance.
Yeah, insurance.
Assurance, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, all sort of financial services and medical aids. You're quite right. I couldn't guess. The list goes on. There's actually one. Once you think about it, there's more than you can than you realize. I think Andre's the only one with children here, but schools, teachers, they're providing a service. I'm providing a service. I'm lecturing. You don't own me. Neither does the college own me or the university own me. You pay for access to a service that I provide to guide you through a process. It could be replaced, and it might be replaced 10 years from now, where everything is available online and you sign up and you're on your own. And here's a video taken in the year 2021, recording that was made. Yeah, that's how a lot. I mean, I did a course, a short course, about 3 years ago, and absolute no contact. It was, I knew it from the start, but it's online. Set of videos, you watch the video, you complete the questions afterwards, you submit it, the computer marks it, boom, there you go. So there's a variety. I mean, there's more services. If you look around, you'll find that there's a lot of services. There's obviously more products and services, because if I look at my desk in front of me here now, the only service that is here now is the internet service that the university has signed up for, me providing the service of delivering the class, but speakers and cell phones and notepads and a pen and a blackboard eraser and whiteboard cleaning fluid and the remote for the overhead projector, these are all products. So definitely more products than there are services, but you'll find that there are probably more products. We sort of accept many products that's there, just for the sake of, oh yeah, okay. We don't think about it. It's just it happens. Right at the bottom of the screen, the 5 characteristics that differentiates between services and products: intangibility, inseparability, heterogeneity, perishability, and the fact that you can't own it. Ownership, those are the 5 major differences between products and services, and why. And based on those 5 characteristics, we slightly modify the existing sales process that we apply when we sell products to when we actually sell services. Right. Let me see. What are we doing for time? It's almost done. Kidoki. Differences between product and service. Products, tangible attributes, you can touch it, you can use your senses, all your senses basically. You can smell a product, you can touch a product, you can taste a product. That's not always possible with a service. You cannot, and obviously we do have a lot of hybrids, half service, half product, or basically a service that has a product, and we'll see that when we get to the contingent, to the tangibility continuum, that sometimes you can categorize a product. I'm just going to look at my desk, what's on the desk here. My apologies. This particular speaker that I'm talking into right now, on its tripod here on the desk, it could only be a speaker. I can't use this for anything else. I mean, I can't use it to blend my food. I can't use this for anything else but the purpose that it was made for. Okay, so that's a pure product. There's some desks and tables and chairs here in the classroom as well. They can't be anything else but a desk. You can try and use it as a bed, but it's not going to. You're going to end up at a doctor very, very soon after you've spent a night on one of these desks and using it for a different purpose that it was intended for. Then on the other hand, what I'm doing now, teaching a class, that can be replaced by nothing else. Maybe I could have pre-recorded something and then it would be up there, but there would be, it's not, somebody else cannot perform this class. Or somebody else can, yes, but I'm the lecturer that is designated to complete this module with you, unless something happens to me, but then if something happens to me, another person will take over and complete the particular delivery of the module. But it can't happen without a person delivering that service. Okay, so that's a pure service. That's the service cannot be complete if I'm not here or somebody substituting me is not here, and if you are not there as students. Without you, I will be talking to a screen and definitely end up in an institution very, very shortly, because that's unhealthy. And similarly, the opposite is true as well. If I'm not here, why would you sign up online and just look at a screen full of letters? Okay, so for the service to actually happen, it requires both me, the provider, and you, the customer, to be present. And then obviously we'll find somewhere in between, we find the hybrids, but we also find that some services have products that come with it too, and some products have a backup service, for instance. I'm looking at the screen at the moment. If something happens, I've got IT support that I can email or I can contact that will assist me with any of those IT technical issues. That's support. The product is the actual hardware and software that you have. The support system, in other words, it's still a product because you can't use it for anything else. It's not providing a service. It is a product. It has a specific function that it does, but it comes with a support. And often that happens. That's the training that comes with you selling a product, in maybe assembling the product for the customer and then showing them how it's used correctly. That's part of after-sale service, but that makes that product a product that's not a pure product, but a product that comes with an additional service. And similarly, you have services that unfortunately cannot be performed without a product as well. Anybody give me an example of that? Example of a service that needs a product for the service to actually be completed. Let me repeat that again. We've done pure services, we've done pure products, we've done hybrids, we had products that has a supporting service if something goes wrong. Now we're looking at a service that is performed, but for it to be complete, a product is involved as well. In other words, it's a service with a product, not a product with a service, like the example I've used about the IT support for my computer. Anybody can think of an example of a service with a product? Just to make sure that we start this particular chapter off on the right foot. A gym? Yes. Good example, Tarquin. Gym is offering a service, but without the apparatus there, it will just be an empty shell. With Latu, yes, good. Hotel as well. Andre, you wanted to say?
No, I thought of the
Hotel is a good example as well. With Latu, that's again without the beds and the TVs and the tables and the chairs, it will just be another building. For it to be an hotel, it requires all those products to be available. Right, let's move on. Otherwise, if we look at, let's just summarize what we have on the screen. Product is tangible is a bundle of tangible and intangible attributes, where service is an action or activity. It's an act that is performed by one party to another, and in exchange they actually paid for it. Sean, you're still battling with your internet? Looks like it, yes. Anybody at this point, while we're chatting, Sean is back. Sean, you're battling your Wi-Fi up and down. I had that problem last night. You know what? With a second-year student under your roof and a grade 11 pupil on school holiday at home, while mom's teaching a spinning class, and all of a sudden there's no Wi-Fi. I wanted to watch some IPL because RCB was playing and they played like they whatevers last night. All of a sudden, nothing. It's like, boom, internet's gone. I thought, oh my word, this is Monday all over again. But it was something that we sorted out. See, that's why computers will never be able to take over the world. You still have to reboot them. Are you aware of a computer that reboots itself?
Yeah, I do. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
They have to, but we don't. I'm still wondering if who was that individual that and what was the content that they were uploading that prompted Facebook to shut down the systems themselves so they can actually prevent us from being shared anymore until they removed it. It will come out at some point, but anyway, people know. I think we're quite familiar now with the differences between products and services at this point. I just want to, let me just see. Yeah, we can maybe just, yeah, this is nothing new, just something very interesting, yeah. From 1950 to 2000, hotel employment in services section has grown 57 to 75%. More people, and I think it's going to happen now that we are back on level 1. I think I'm not sure how they survived, and I know that many places have closed, but I'm just very glad, because apparently, if the stats are correct, the average UK visitor, and it was specifically related to us. I'll be with you just now, Sean. If we remained on the red list, it meant that everybody traveling to South Africa on the red list need to be quarantined. We can't travel and visit the UK either. And the significance of not being on that list, the average amount spent by a UK traveler to South Africa is 25,000 Rand. We didn't have that for 18 months, people. Sean, your question.
Oh no, sorry, sir. I pressed it.
You just want to say, I'm battling with my Wi-Fi, but I'm back at the moment.
Yes, basically, sir.
Well, I hope it stays like this for the rest of the day, because it's very frustrating, because even after I resolved my issues last night, this morning when I got up, it was exactly the same. I thought, oh no. This can't be happening. I'm not going to start a Thursday like this. Fortunately, my eldest son is studying in the field of IT, and I said to him, listen, we've got the same problem as last night. I rebooted the router this morning. It doesn't seem to improve anything. And then he just fiddled with the frequencies and stuff, and yeah, the channel width of the router, and problem solved. I would like to believe, based on the current evidence, that I've invested well in his future. As long as he remembers that in future I'm going to still require his consultancy, but at obviously no cost. No, it's always good to have somebody like that. But I suppose if you have any Gen Z under your roof, that's the go-to person. Because as I said to you guys on Friday, I found out on day 5 of having my new Android, which I didn't want, but it was given to me because we went to the shop, we've upgraded, and we saw that you can upgrade as well. Here's your phone. Okay, right. So why is it the Android? Because it comes with this lovely watch. This, you know what, really. Anyway, so I'm in the process now of teaching myself the Android menu again after being on iPhone for a while, and it took me 5 days to find out how to answer the bloody phone. I can hear it ringing, but I mean, you know, when the iPhone it's a screen, touch screen, and boom, and yeah, I've got a drag and whatever. I finally figured it out. So anyway, it's always good to have a Gen Z under your roof, because they know. If they don't know, they know somebody who would know. But anyway, and for anything else, there's Google. People, how are you doing at the moment? We're all good. I don't want to continue beyond this for today. We've got more than enough time tomorrow. How's your preparation going for your 2 tests that you're writing next week? You're writing Tuesday and Friday, if I'm correct, right?
I think tomorrow and Friday.
Huh? Tomorrow? You guys writing tomorrow? What are you writing tomorrow?
Business communication.
BC12. PSH12.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
We've got enough time. I don't want to put initial pressure on you. Do you want to? Do you need more time to prepare for the test tomorrow?
Of course we do.
Because we've got 2 periods. We've got the first and the fourth period. Do you want us to do the first period and give you guys the fourth period off? Or how would that work? Because if it's 8 o'clock, then you know at least that you are up, and then you can do whatever what you want with the rest of the time. You can study, or you can go back to bed, or you can attend other classes. I know you've got the second period with Ms. van Schoor as well. Guys, as I said, your mental health is important to me, and I know that we all have a lot on our plates at the moment. what will you suggest for tomorrow? Would you do you want us to continue? Because time is not the issue. I mean, we're not going to put ourselves under pressure at all for the remainder of the semester to finish the work and to do proper revision and proper feedback and preparation for the exam.
We'll appreciate that. It'll help.
Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to be online for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning session. Okay. We'll complete the session. We officially do not have the fourth period tomorrow, but I will be available. I'll be online. I'll wait if anybody has any questions to ask. Okay. But officially, I'm not going to start any new work. I'm just going to do the 8 o'clock class tomorrow morning. Is that okay with you?
That's flipping awesome. Thank you.
Okay. If that's going to help you, if that's going to relieve a bit of stress, it's the least I can do.
Thanks, man. That's really appreciated.
Okay. But good. We'll chat again tomorrow morning. Guys, stay safe. Make good decisions. Take care of yourselves. Anybody had anything about Luandu? I mean, is he out of hospital yet? Do you know?
He was in hospital?
Yeah, I just got an email. He says, sir, sorry, I can't attend class for this week, and I'm in hospital. I lost the tip of my finger. That was the last I heard of him. But he did submit his assignment, but he submitted his assignment, I think, on the day that he injured his finger. Maybe he actually injured his finger while submitting his assignment. I'm not sure. Yeah. But no, he ended up in hospital, and I'm not sure. So nobody's been in touch because he has been in contact with us. I'm just aware of the fact that he is.
He's doing assignments.
I type with one finger anyways. I mean, I would be in trouble if that finger was injured. But guys, no. Let's leave each other in good spirits until tomorrow.
Thanks.
And we'll chat first period just after 8 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your day and use your time productively.
Thanks.
Okay, keep well, everybody. Bye, Ms. Latu. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for battling through the talk. All good, everybody. Thank you.